Hi students. In previous class, I've told about how to install Sublime Text IDE to work with DJANGO. And after that, we have discussed about files and the folders, files in the project and folders in the project. All these we have discussed. So today we'll see the other like examples. So those have already registered. Then I will send the notes and the videos to your mail IDs so that you can practice. So C drive source is created. Source is a folder. In this folder, I'll store all the DJANGO examples. And to enter into virtual environment, my env, then scripts activate. So yesterday, day before yesterday, I've told how to create virtual environment. Those who have missed the previous classes, then I can send you the previous class videos and notes so that you can practice. So when you watch the video, you can easily understand. So now entering into virtual environment. So virtual environment is separated from physical system folders. Virtual environment is isolated, separated from system folders. Like whatever softwares we install in virtual environment, all will work in this particular location only. Like this, we can create any number of virtual environments in our system. We can do that. Okay. So in my system, I'm using 3-4 virtual environments for different classes. Like that, we can create. And I've told how to install the DJANGO software. All these we have discussed. So here I'll create a new project here. So here I'll say DJANGO admin. Then start project. Then project 2. So DJANGO admin command will work only when we install DJANGO in virtual environment. Then only it will work. So CD project 2 and py manage.py start a website 1. So py means Python launcher. We can use Python also. python. We can use the exe file. Instead of py, we can use Python. Manage.py is in the project, in a new project. In new project, manage.py file is created. It is used to create application. Application means a website. And it is used to run the server. All this is done. Website 1 I'm giving. So after creating all these, like a project and application, now here Sublime. I'm using Sublime here. So in Sublime IDE, if you are already using PyCharm, you can continue with it. Like some students will use Atom also. Atom also we can use. So here file, open folder, then D drive, source, project to select. Don't use double click, select. Then click on the select folder. So here we'll get this hierarchy here. In Sublime, we can see this hierarchy. Okay, so here you can see like project 2 is the folder we have created. In that again, we'll get subfolder as project 2. Okay, in that project 2, we can see py_cache is there. It is used to store website information in cache memory or temporary memory. Cache or temporary memory we can store. And you can see unit is there, __unit __. To use a folder as package, that file is required. So it can be empty or it can have statements. But here by default, it is empty only. And the ASGI is there, asynchronous gateway interface. It is used for working with Ajax enabled pages. Like when we use Ajax, then that is used. So that file is introduced in DJANGO 3.0. It is introduced. DJANGO 3.0. So latest version of DJANGO is 3.1.4 is there. djangoproject.com. Here download. Here you can see the latest version here. DJANGO 3.1.4. See here I'm using Zoom, no? Zoom I'm using, no, that's why. This is not like other editors. That's why I'm using Zoom. Here increasing like this. Okay, so settings.py is there. So it is used to give the configuration settings for the website. So here we have to write code for accessing HTML files, CSS files, image files, then media files, audio video files. And here we can specify the applications what we are using. Here you can see installed apps are there. So in every DJANGO project, 6 applications are installed, 6 websites like admin, authentication, content type, sessions, messages, static files, all these are there. All these are used. Okay. And here you can see middleware services also. So middleware services means again they are Python programs. So they are executed when the request is sent or when we are getting the response. They'll do some other works like they will enable security options and they'll store session related information and they are used to add a slash in URL in the website address. All these they are going to do. So about the middleware services, we'll see examples. And it is used to specify the default database. So in DJANGO projects, the default database is SQLite. Like in Python also you'll be learning this SQLite database. So SQLite database is similar to Oracle, SQL Server, MySQL, but it is simple and it is easy to maintain. SQLite. So here you can see, here you can see db.sqlite3 is there. This is the database file of SQLite. I will explain later. I'll tell about what is base directory, what is the use. And here engine colon, this one is a package, Python package. Like default, all these options are given here. So in settings.py, we'll specify default database. So in DJANGO, we'll use MySQL also, not only SQLite. MySQL examples also we'll see. And here urls.py is there. It is used to specify the URL patterns, like which page to access, what data is there, all these. And here you can see WSGA is there. WSGA means Web Server Gateway Interface. So this is used to when we take this project from development system to production system. So when we host or publish websites in internet, then we'll use a WSGA file is used. In our classes, we'll discuss about web hosting. In last classes, we'll discuss. Like for web hosting, we are using a website called pythonanywhere.com. Using pythonanywhere.com, we'll see how to do hosting in internet. Okay, at the time, WSGA file is used. So website one is our application, like website, like which is created. In this project two, 6 applications are there, like admin authentication, along with 6 websites. Here you can see website one is also there. Here we'll create HTML pages. We'll write views, models, all these we are going to write. And here you can see migrations is there here. So migrations folder is used when we are working with database tables. Like if I'm using 4 or 5 tables, in data in migrations files are created. Like with databases, we'll see that. And to use website one as folder, to use that folder as package, init is created, underscore underscore init underscore underscore. So admin.py is there. So admin.py means to access our tables in admin site. So whatever tables we create in website 1, so if I want to use them in admin site for adding records, viewing records, editing records, if I want to do all these manipulations, then here we have to write the code in admin.py. And here you can see apps.py is there. It is used to specify which application should run, which website should run. And here you can see models.py is there. Models.py, here I've told templates means HTML files. So HTML files works as a presentation layer, or it will works as a business presentation layer or user interface. And models.py will works as a data access layer or repository layer. In models.py we'll create classes. Those classes are converted to tables in the specified database. Like default is SQLite. Okay. And here test.py is there. It is used for testing. For unit testing we can use this, but we will not discuss this in our classes. And views.py is there. So views.py means it is used to create views.py works as a business access layer or service layer. So it is used to store or used to maintain the data given in websites, given in the applications, in given in website or else in web pages. So views.py works as a business access layer or a service layer. It is used to store or used to maintain the values given in web pages or values given in website or application. So here we can create function-based views or class-based views. Function-based views means we'll write all functions. Class-based views means we'll create all classes in views.py. So here you can say manage.py is that this is a project level file. These are application level. All these are application level, but this is project level. Manage.py. So it is used to create application. It is used to run the project, run the web server. All these is done with manage.py. And here when we run the server, we'll get db.sqlite also will get. So py manage.py, then start app, sorry, run server. So server is executed. Then here the file is created. db.sqlite3 is there. No? That file is created. Here you can see. So this will store all the tables here. These two are project level. These are project level up to WSA. Then continuation here. These are application level files. And here when we are working with so here when we are working with this project here, in project 2, I'll add another application. In today's class, we are going to discuss about multiple applications in the project. So in project 2, already website 1 is created. Here you can see py manage.py website 1. Website 1 is already created. Okay. So I'll create another application. So in today's class, we are going to discuss about multiple applications in the project. So here I'll write a py manage.py, then start app website 2. Website 2. So project 2 is having 2 applications. So 2 applications are there. So here you can see. So project 2, then 2 applications like website 1, website 2 is there. Website 1, website 2. Okay. So in settings.py, when we give the applications, we have to give 2 applications here. Along with existing applications, we are giving this website 1. And here website 2 is there. Okay, so 2 we are adding. So in beginning examples, even if I'm not adding also, here we don't have any issue here. Okay, because when we work with tables, then adding in installed apps, it is mandatory. Now it is not compulsory. But from the beginning, we are doing this practice. So now here in website 1, you can see views.py is there. Models will not use now. Okay, templates also we are not using. Templates means HTML files. So slowly we'll move to all the concepts one by one. So in website 1 in views.py, we'll write the code here from django.http, then import HTTP response. So DJANGO is the package, HTTP is the module, Python module, and HTTP response is the class. So as I said before, DJANGO projects will works with HTTP protocol. Okay, here while when we run the server, here we can see. So it runs with HTTP. This is the URL, HTTP like this, 127.0.0.1.8,000. So here websites will run with HTTP protocol. So when we send the request, we'll call it as HTTP request, and when we get the response, we'll call it as HTTP HTTP response. And now here I'll use so import date and time is given. I'm using date time module here. So here I'll say def function 1, then request. This is Python code only. Def is the keyword. Function 1 request is given. This is the argument. So request is used to give response to the client. Client means a browser. And here I'll say return. Here I'll use HTTP response. So here response is the constructor we are using here. It is the constructor we are using. Constructor of HTTP response class. So class name and constructor name are same here. So here I'm using H1. So here I'll use a hello, good morning. So slash H1 is given. So we can use a H1 or paragraph tag. Other HTML tags we can use. But here to increase the font size, I'm using a H1 tag in a constructor of HTTP response class. And here I'll say def show datetime. Then request is given. So show datetime means it will show the server date and time. So dt equal to dt is a variable. So datetime dot now. So here datetime is the module and datetime is the property. Next one. And now is the function returns current system date and time. Like system date and time it will give. So here I'll say s equal to s is another variable. Server date and time. So here I'll use a H1 to increase the font size. And here I'll say plus str dt is given. Then here we are using H1, closing of H1 here. So here you can see we are date dt is the variable contains date and time. It is in date format. It works with date format. So here we are converting date and time to string. Why we are converting into string is so that we can do concatenation. Okay, concatenation can be done with only string data, not with integers or dates. That we are doing here. So plus symbol we are using. Here also we are using plus symbol. So for concatenation we are giving this. And here I'll say return HTTP response, then S is given. Return HTTP response, then S is given here. So instead of writing in HTTP response like messages or anything, S contains the date and time that we are sending it to the client. So now moving to website 2 here, second application. So views.py. So here from website 1 import views. From website 1, sorry, not here. So here I'll say from django.http, then import http response. And here I'll say def function 2, then request, return http response. So here slash h1 is given here. So here the heading is given. This is another function in website 2. So for website 1, website 2, project level files will be one only. Like here you can see urls.py. For website 1, for website 2, to access the functions, we have to write code in urls.py here. So here from django here from website 1, import views I am using. So from website 1 application or package, we are accessing views.py. So views.py is there in website 1 and website 2 also. So from website 2, import views. From website 1, we are accessing views.py, which is having function 1, show datetime. From website 2, we are accessing views.py. So which will access function 2. So here when I write like this, you can see like some conflict may be there, because we are accessing two files, two views.py files. Okay, so when we access two modules, views.py means modules only. When we access two modules with the same name, here we can see one issue, like the conflict is there. So here I'll write path function 1 slash, then here I'll say here views.function 1, and here path show datetime. When we write Python code, it is case sensitive. Like if in views.py, if I use uppercase, here also we have to use. So here views.show datetime, and here path function 2, then views.function 2 is given. Okay, so here if I write views, only views, then here it will have the conflict here. So here you can see in path function, we are writing function 1. This is URL pattern. This we have to use in browser. When I use a function 1 in browser, function 1 in views.py will execute. If I use a show datetime in browser, show datetime function in views.py will execute. And if I use a function 2, then function 2 in views.py will execute. So these we have to write in browser. These are URL patterns. So URL pattern function names can be same, but they can be different also. We can give different names. There is no rule like we have to use only the function name. You can give some other name also. It will work. So here file save all I'll do here. File save all. We are saving all the work what we have done. And then here I'll use run server. So here it will give error. Sorry, this is different. So here you can see module website 2 views has no attribute function 1. So in website 2 views.py, function 2 is there. It is saying that function 1 show datetime is not there. Why? Because is views.py in website 2 is overriding views.py in website 1. Here modules are same, module names are same, views.py, views.py. What happened here? So views.py in website 2 is overriding views.py in website 1. Here we can see overriding here. Okay. So here in this case, in this example, we should have both. Views.py from website 1 we should use. Views.py in website 2 also we should use. So to overcome this issue, like in Python, we are having renaming, all these concepts are there that we can use here. So in urls.py, so here I'll say website 1 views. Then here I'll write import function 1. So from website 1 views, then import show daytime. So we can access like this. So from website 1 views.py, we are accessing the functions. And here website 2.views, then import function 2. So we are accessing the functions directly from the views. We can write like this. Using from import, we can write like this. So while calling the functions, no need to write views because we are directly accessing the functions from the views. So only function name. Like this will give. File, save all. So when I do any changes, server will update automatically. Server will reload. Like if you do any changes, then stopping the server, then starting the server, all this is not required, not mandatory. So server will automatically update. So now server is running here. So 127.0.0.1, 8000, then function 1. So here it is saying hello, good morning. And then here I'll use show daytime. So here it is giving a year, month, day, hours, minutes, seconds it is giving. So function 2 also it is working. This is in another application. So if I give like this, it is showing the URL patterns. Now show daytime is there now. Like there I've given capital S, D, capital D, capital T. So if I write like this, show daytime, no capital letters, it is not giving result. It is not giving because S capital, D capital, T capital. When function is created like that. URL pattern is also given in the same way. Okay, like this it is given. URL pattern is also same. Like for example, if I give like this, my date. Like yesterday also I've told, we can give any name here. My date I'm using. URL pattern is my date. When I type my date in browser, show datetime function will execute. So file save. So here I'll say my date. So here it is giving this. So here we can do in another way also. In another way we can do this. So here I'll say from website 1, then import views as v1. So in Python, renaming concept is there. Renaming the module, renaming the class, or giving alias name to the class. And from website 1, then import from website, sorry, this is website 1. This is website. From website 2, import views as a v2. So v1, v2 are the alias names of the modules here. So using v1 and v2, we can avoid this conflict, name conflict. So here I'll say v1 dot function 1, v1 dot function show date and time. So here I'll use show date time. And here function 2, here I'll use v2.function2. For website 2 views, v2 is given. Like this also we can write. So now here I'll use, so here when we are using like this, HTTP is the protocol we are using. 127.0.0.1 means it is the IP address of the local host. IP address of the local host means a browser will communicate with the web server in the same system, or a client will communicate with the server. Client communicates with the server in the same system. Client means browser, server means web server. And 8000 is the port number. Port number is the memory location where client and server will communicate, where a browser and web server will communicate, and the data is transferred between them. Okay, so here I'll say we can change the port number also, that instead of 8000 we can use some other number. So here I'll say show datetime, and here I'll say function 2. So now here we'll see this. I'll use function 2. I'll use. Okay. Now here, if I want to run with different port number, this we have already discussed. So I'll stop the server. To stop the server, Control C. Then here py manage.py run server. Then 2020. We are giving port number here. So now server is running with 2020 port number. We have to give that. If I say 8000, then it will give message resource not found. Site can't be reached because port number is different here. So 2020. So see this. And if I want to run with empty quotations, without giving URL pattern, if I want to execute, then I can give like this. Function 1 is there now. This will work as the first page, home page or index page. Without writing any URL pattern, it will work. So here, like IP address and port number. See, so I didn't write function 1. Without writing function 1, it is working. So, like in the pages in the website, one page will be home page or index page or first page. So that should work without giving URL pattern. Then in that case, we can give like this. So this is a example like creating multiple applications in the project, and if you are interested to continue the classes, please register for the course. And tomorrow we are going to continue with application level URLs. Now we are using project level URLs. urls.py is in the project, so we can work with application level URLs also. Working with application level URLs, then templates, like all these are there. Okay, so if you are interested for this course, then I will send you the group discussion. Means what is group discussion? Yeah, you can ask now you can ask if any. See, when you start practicing now, whatever doubts you have, you can ask while class is going on. When you are practicing, if any doubts are there, you can ask me. You can see, now I'm using go to training. Then after that, I'll use GoToMeeting. In GoToMeeting, you can talk to me. Like here, mute will not be there. Unmute will be there. Students can talk to me. You can interact with me. You can ask doubts. Any technical issue is there means you can talk to me. I will explain. While practicing, if you have any doubt, you can send that to my mail ID. I will clarify. Okay. See, these are beginning classes. Like when you start practicing, you will have many doubts. I will clarify in the class. While class is going on, you can ask me the doubts. Okay. So please register for the course, students. Then I will send you the today's class video, previous class videos, and notes also I will send so that you can start practicing. So please talk to online team and register. And tomorrow we'll continue with application level URLs. Okay.